Hey friends, it is Tuesday, October 15th, and we just got power back at our house yesterday, Monday. What would that be, like 5 days after the storm? And we got home, we were staying with family until the power came back on. Had to clear out everything from the fridge and the freezers, but I'm just now getting out into my flip garden, my side yard garden. That is my Florida friendly space, and I've been so enjoying it this year, but it took some beating. So let me show you around. This is kind of a weird angle here because I'm reaching over the fence, but there's debris. There's one whole big section of my hibiscus that is just broken off, so I'm going to have to trim that back. But then this is the flip garden, and I think most of the plants are going to be okay and going to be salvageable. This metal arch from Amazon is another story. You can see the anchor bolts actually came completely out of the ground. These were not part of the original arch. I purchased them separately, but they're just not enough or needed concrete or something. But the coral honeysuckle vine is still blooming in there. I just need to get it onto something a little more durable. And coming around here, I broke off the dead section already, but the sage salvia is mostly defoliated, but I think several of the plants should be fine. And I've already been saving some seeds from this, so I should be able to restore this and kind of replant. The blueberries are looking okay. This section I had already removed some frog fruit. It was just too aggressive in towards the blueberries, and I wanted something prettier since it's at the front of the garden. But yeah, it was already like this. That wasn't a hurricane issue. The chives are kind of wind blown, but they're okay. This is my privet cassia, the Bahama cassia, and it is definitely suffering from the effects of the wind. I'm going to work on it. I want to see if I can get it to kind of train back upright with some stakes and supports and things. The African blue basil, it is massive. It is all over the place and probably just needs to be cut back and might regrow. I know I had some splitting when Debbie came through about a month ago, and the plants just started filling back in the center and were just really wide, but at this point it needs some help. So that is definitely going to be a project coming up. Ongoing issue I still haven't really found a solution for. I just don't love this style of rain barrel. I love the size of it, but I'm going to have to find some other solution for being able to plant in this top, because however much I try to support and direct the flow from this rain chain, it just splashes everywhere. So I went and got these bigger style cups for the flow that have these perforations all around the sides. I think that helped, but not enough for hurricane force. I will say that this flexible anchor is much better than what I had been using previously, of just the chain directly anchored onto the screen. So I'm going to find a way to make that look better, but probably keep that because it did work. So one good thing there. The blue butterfly pea vine is heavily defoliated. I think the vines are okay. It's about due to cut back, I guess. It would probably keep going for a few more months, but I'll see what I want to do with that. You can see a lot of wind damage on the starry rosinweed. Let me zoom into this one here. So the wind was blowing in this direction, which is north to south. I do still have a lot of pollinators out here, so I'm happy for that. But yeah, these are all kind of like toppled in that direction. The fiddlewood, it had just started blooming. I guess they're later in the cooler weather when they put out their blooms. And I had some pictures of that I shared on my Instagram recently. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look damaged. It just looks, oh, butterfly. I hope y'all saw that. That just makes me happy. I just love the little smiles, the little happy reminders that it's going to be okay, and we're going to be okay. There he went again. So the fiddlewood, I think it's going to bounce back. Our postal carrier is back in the side street behind us. The weeds loved the rain, I'll say that for them. But yeah, these rosinweed, a couple of them are pretty badly blown over. I might try some stakes or something with that too. More of the frog fruit. Again, this is rather aggressive inwardly. I wanted it to be aggressive out into the yard, and it is doing that. I mean, you can see where we've mowed it, it's pretty well filled in. There's still some of that torpedo grass or whatever it is mixed in with it, but not nearly as much as in the rest of the yard. It is improving, so I will be cleaning out some of that. I see some bees and maybe even a wasp in there nectaring on the flowers of that. So that's great that when some of these other flowers kind of went out of commission with the wind, that they're still finding things to eat. So that makes me happy. This one I think is the pennywort. It seems to be pretty hardy, pretty resilient. The what was this? The Monarda, the bee balm. It's definitely a much more brittle kind of a plant, so it has some definite wind damage here, along with the sage. The sage was getting a little sad beforehand, but I think if I prune it back, it might make it. It might be okay. Now this is just ridiculous. You can see right here and right there are the footers, and then again over here, and you can't really see the one in the back. It was lined up on those. It was like centered on those footers, and now it is crazy crooked. Again, the direction of the wind, it was pushing that way. So it was a lot of wind. I know downtown St. Pete had gusts just over 100 miles an hour. Our area was not that strong, but it was still, I think, at least 80s and such. And I just noticed this bungee cord that I used to kind of hold the bench, the swing part of it, from, totally beating up the frame and everything. Look how that's shredded. That is crazy. And that's like threads of rubber that have shredded. So it has more, but it has just seriously shredded the rubber. But I can replace the bungee cord a lot easier than I can replace this whole swing. So overall, I'm feeling like that was a success. I did put 2 on that side, and they look like the bungee cords themselves survived the storm. So I'm thinking next time, making notes for future reference, next time I should just put more support on both sides of it. I didn't quite grab the shot of it, but the marigolds are happy, so they've been doing well. I think that one's a French marigold. I don't remember exactly. Started it from seed and tried a couple of times, and then it finally took. And then I was pinching the tops off because I was getting a lot of foliar growth, but not much with the actual flowers. And I started pinching the tops and just sticking them down into the soil. And so now I've got at least 4 or 5 plants in there. The black-eyed Susan, the Rudbeckia, that was already struggling, and it is definitely dead. So I'll be removing that. This is more of the Monarda and another one of the rosinweed. the milkweed is gone. Well, I said that, but maybe not, because I can see like right there is some more of the leaves growing in, so maybe it'll come back. And I had just bought a new one to replace one that didn't recover from caterpillars, and it's still in the can inside, so that one should be fine, and it's pink. My sky blue cluster vine, it seems to be okay. I think the root ball is kind of like right in here at the base of this post. Since it's been a few days since the wind event happened, and I don't see signs of stress on the rest of the vine, I think that the root is safe. I think that it's not been, uprooted or any broken bits from the swing shifting. But just look how cute these little flowers are. Somebody told me that they looked like a morning glory, which they kind of do, but I didn't expect them to be so small. Man, my hand looks huge, sorry. But yeah, they're just so tiny and delicate. Not really much of a fragrance that I've noticed. So I do have the oregano down here. It's doing fine. I had a little light fixture, solar light on that hook. Took that inside, so it's fine. The rosemary, one of them is good. The other one, I've got the replacement, but I haven't installed it yet. Let me show you the olive tree. This is one that I've had trouble a couple of times with wind damage, and I put these stronger stakes on it this time. I do see some scarring on the trunk. Overall, I think it's going to be okay. So I need to redo the support. Definitely need to reinstall that post in a better upright position. I don't want to put any concrete on it. I don't think it needs it, but I might drive it a little bit deeper this time. The verbena and the Dune sunflower are both doing great. They spread like crazy and they're gorgeous. So biggest challenge I've had with those is just being able to keep them clean, keep the weeds out of them. This is cool. I didn't notice this, but let me see if I can avoid my toes and zoom into it. Sorry about that. Here we go. So if you're not familiar with milkweed, where it gets its name is actually these milky seed pods, this kind of fibrous, the milky sap is one thing, but then this thread-like seed pod that it gets so that it can kind of travel. I don't want it to travel, I want it to stay here, but there's the little seed and then all these little filaments. I need to look up the real name for that. That would be cool. But I will be planting those back in the ground. Just gonna set that one. Oh, it does not want to let go. There we go. Let that one land for now. So the sage should be okay. I'll prune it back, but not too hard because I don't want to traumatize it any more than it's already been through. My guava tree looks okay. So a lot of things are okay. A lot of things are beat up with the level of wind that we had. That is totally to be expected. I'll show you in a different video the roses and other things up front. But yeah, overall, I'm relieved. We didn't have water in the house, and that's one thing that I was specifically praying for, that the structure of the house and we wouldn't have damage there. The garden, I can clean it up, things will grow back. The house is a little bit more of a challenge to make repairs, but it's doable. But I was really praying that we would not have water intrusion, and we didn't. We had just a little bit around the front door where we've had some come in from wind before. So I had sandbags and plastic up on the outside, and then I put some beach towels on the inside of the door, and those were partially wet. They were not fully saturated, just partially wet. Same thing with the inside doormat. We removed the outside one, put it in the garage. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy. I'm just so thankful that, we made it through. Damage wasn't any worse than it is, but hey, we'll get it back on track. And fall is a great time to get some new things in the ground. So I'm going to be looking for some more like cool season things, and just anything that I can keep the blooms going over the winter so that the pollinators have a good food source, and other wildlife has shelter and food. And so I'm excited to see what the next couple of months are going to hold. I am just thankful, just so thankful that the storms has passed, and hopefully this is the last one that's going to come our way, and we'll have a bit of a break until next summer. We'll be better prepared next time. So happy gardening. I hope that all of you guys are okay. Hope that your gardens are okay. And I hope you have a chance just to enjoy a garden today. It might not be your garden. You might still be displaced. You might have lost a lot of your plants. Salt water is a big issue with plants. Thankful I don't have to deal with that. But, I don't get the beach view that those guys get. But yeah, if there's anything I can do for you, reach out, leave me a note on my social media, in the comments. We're in this together, Florida strong, go away Milton, all the hashtags. But just take some time, enjoy nature. It tried to kill us last week, but we're still here. So get out in the sunshine, take a walk, pick a flower, do something that just kind of restores your soul and restores your peace. And we'll see you next time.